Hi guys, Paul from PABrewNews, and today we're going to do a double IPA from Otto's Pub and Brewery, ottospubandbrewery.com, State College, Pennsylvania. This is their Double D Indian Pale Ale, and let's see, they have this problem, it seems, with not putting the ABV on, so I don't know. Otto's Pub and Brewery was established in 2002, and as far as I know, the one brewmaster came from a brewery up near where we live in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, called the Bullfrog Brewery, and I think that's it. Something happened where he used to brew there, and now he doesn't, and now then he opened Otto's, and so far Otto's brews are pretty good. Summer, I thought the apricot wheat they did was a little lacking in the apricot flavor. If you're going to model a wheat beer with the fruit, make sure the fruit is prevalent. But other than that, they did pretty good. This is their double IPA. Ooh, piney, really piney. Malty with some spice in it. It's a strange smell. It's kind of skunky, but I don't know if it's skunk. I'm getting a huge, it's like a bitter lemon and a sweet orange at the same time. That kind of a weird twist mixed with the malts, the sweet malts, and a piney aroma. But I'm getting something else too, like a smoked meat, and I think I'm getting something weird, something really weird. And I think that might be the skunkiness I'm talking about. We'll see. We'll see how it does. But a double IPA should keep for a long, long time. Just because over the course of a time when you put the hops in for the long trips and whatnot, you might get less of a hop aroma if it aged quite a while. But it should stay good for at least a year, as far as I know. That's why they hopped beers so much. They call them Indian Pale Ales for a reason. So, we'll see. We already got some lacing going on. The head's almost basically gone. This double IPA should be a little bit higher in alcohol content, and I might be getting some weird notes of that in the nose. Yeah, you get that bitter, tart, sweet thing right up front with those scents I've been telling you about. And it blends down. That's when the bitterness starts rolling around on the top of your mouth and in your cheeks. It's an odd flavor. I'm not used to this kind of a flavor with my IPAs. Or, in fact, I've never had this kind of strange flavor in any beer. It's not like a bologna kind of a flavor. I've had that in some, and I know that's skunk. When you start getting weird smoked meats and stuff when it's not supposed to be there. There's a touch of pine in the flavor. It's surprisingly subtle. It's so surprisingly subtle in general, a double IPA. Really easy to drink. I'm kind of thrown by that weird, sweet, tart, sour flavor I'm getting. If they put more information, like maybe tasting notes, I could double check to whether to see if I'm tasting it correctly or not. These are one of the classic EA beers anyway that suffer the problem of not enough information. Educating people about your beer is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. On the burp, I get a little bit of that weird effervescence of the sweet tartane kind of thing going on. Not bad though. got a little bit of a burn going down, which is nice. It doesn't hinder your drinking at all. Nice amount of bitterness. Their double IPA though, to me, is more of an IPA, and their IPA Slab Cabin is more of a nicely hopped pale ale to me. I have this thing where I like to enjoy a really malty, nicely hopped pale ale. That's what I consider a pale ale. Very nice bitterness, hopped pale ale. Then when you get into the real big hops, big bitterness, that's when you get into Indian pale ale. And then this should be more really nice floral brandy style hops. You know, with the brandy, with like alcohol aroma, with the brandy and real bitterness kind of clinging on, but really warming, and that's when you get into your doubles, the high alcohol. But as far as a double IPA, this isn't the best double IPA. But as far as an IPA goes, it's really, really good. Final thoughts on the Double D, Otto's Pub and Brewery, ottospubbandbrewery.com, State College, Pennsylvania. The kind of lemon orange zest mixed with a pine in the taste and the aroma. It's really good. I really enjoy it. It's a little lacking on the double IPA standards, at least in my book, for the alcohol content and the burn and the kind of the feel and the extreme hops, that kind of thing. But it's good, it's tasty, it's drinkable. I'm going to push it up a little bit higher because I do enjoy it quite a bit. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. If it was a little bit more bitey, a little bit kicked up on the alcohol content where you could actually like notice it a little bit more, and just a little bit more bitey on the hops and make it more extreme. And if it would put the ABV down, that'd be awesome. Then I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10. Because honestly, at first I was really thrown off by the weird kind of flavors hitting me at the same time. But the more I got accustomed to it, the more I could pick them out. It'd be like zest, kind of a zest kind of flavor instead of an actual fruit. It's really good. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for the Otto's Pub and Brewery's Double IPA, or Indian Pale Ale. Ooh. Double D Indian Pale Ale. Double D. I'm going to assume it's now this is me screwing up on my review. Slab Cabin, I believe it is their Indian Pale Ale. So I have to assume Double D is their double IPA. Why would you make two IPAs? So, at any rate, if it's their IPA, I give it a 9 out of 10. If it's their double IPA, I give it a 9 out of 10. So, anyway, you got this nice mast, this woman, the carved figure on the ships, stuff like that's not the mast, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice little cover. And actually, I'm surprised. I'm really enjoying. You know, I've enjoyed beers from breweries from 1,050, things like that, and you better damn well expect there to be quality there. But to see a brewery come in from like 2002, 2005, 2000, and produce beers that you really enjoy, that's really great. That's awesome. Because, you know, they just had the passion and they had the taste and they just went for it and they made sure they made beers that they enjoyed as craft beer drinkers. And then they produced it so you can enjoy it too. And I really do appreciate that. So, Otto's Pub and Brewery, everybody check it out, State College, PA. If you live in Pennsylvania, it's in the middle of everything, so definitely drive. And when you do go to the State College, make sure you go over to the Hop Shop. It's a really excellent bottle shop where they have tons of different stuff. I know I picked up quite a few things when I was there. Actually, the lady at the counter said I think I picked up the most that anyone's ever picked up. So that was pretty interesting. But this has been Paul for PA Brew News, and I'll check you out later. Cheers.